Griffith told me not to talk to strangers. Bye.
Yes? You've got the wrong house, stranger. The mill owner lives on the other side of the road. I suggest you leave. That's none of your business. Sorry, but I'm not looking for company. I don't have to be. I need to be. Leave us. I'm her guardian. Let's just leave it at that. Did she? I told her not to talk to strangers. What did she tell you? Take care.
Well met. Griffith and I are playing hide and seek. Sure, but not till this game's finished. Right now we're still hiding. The black and red monsters are seeking. He's the nicest, bravest man I've ever met. One time he saved me from 3 monsters. Yeah, they wear all black and red because their skin is creepy and gross. Griffith says they're playing hide and seek with us. But I want to play with someone new. The monsters play too rough. I don't have any parents. Francois at the orphanage said everyone has parents, but I'm not so sure. I've never met them anyway. But Grella the Kind once called me a worthless little Breton. So I guess they were Bretons. Thank Mara. She was such a horrible old bean. Well, I know he doesn't sleep much. I think he has bad dreams or something. He also doesn't like to talk much. I only ever see him talk to me or the innkeepers, and even then he doesn't say much. I think he might be a little shy. Hey, why don't you try talking to him? You're really nice, so he might like talking to you. Yeah, go talk to him. I bet you two would make great friends. Well, we were headed towards Windhelm when it was getting dark. We made a camp and prepared for bed. I got up to go to the bathroom. That's when the monsters came for me. They're sneaky monsters who like to come out of the dark. So when I saw them, I closed my eyes and screamed as loud as I could. I kept screaming until a hand closed my mouth shut. I was so scared. I thought the monsters got me. But then I heard a whisper, and I knew I was safe because monsters can't talk. I opened my eyes, and it was Griffith. Why? Why? Okay, this isn't fun anymore. Roar was named after a lion, but he cried more than he roared. I didn't like Runa, not after she squished the torch bug I caught in the yard. Francois always bragged how his mommy and daddy were coming for him, so I didn't like him either. Samuel and Aventus were nice though. They took the blame whenever Grellid wanted to give me the belt. And Constance would tuck us in and slip us snacks when Grellid wasn't looking. I don't know why they call Grellid the kind one. Not really. Grellid was so mean. One night, Horror was crying so loud that she took him to that room that was always locked. I didn't know what was going on. Samuel told me to cover my ears. Then Constance came in and huddled us into a circle. She said we shouldn't be scared. She told us Horror was going to be fine. I liked her. She was so nice. Then she sang to us. She sang all my favorite nursery songs. She sang pretty loud too. Loud enough you could hear it outside, but I didn't mind. Although I don't think she liked her singing all that much, because when she finished it, it looked like she was crying. It wasn't fun. We had to wake up really early in the morning so Grillad would have someone to yell at other than Constance. At 10 o'clock she let us into the yard to play tag and chase bugs. But as she caught us bringing one in, she gave us the belt. My favorite time was the afternoon. That's when we got to eat. Constance made sure we learned our table manners so Grillad wouldn't get mad. Although she usually got mad anyway. One time I had my fork on the wrong side of the plate, and she stuck it into my hand. It hurt a whole bunch, but later Constance kissed it and told me to be strong. Alright.
Yeah. What? The Dark Brotherhood. They're after us. Her and me. Goodbye.
What's the meaning of life?
The Dark Brotherhood. They're after us. If that were the case, I imagine I'd already be dead. Which means there are things even the listener can't hear. Or doesn't choose to. If it's the latter, then perhaps you and I aren't so different. I need a reason to protect a child. There will come a time when I will teach her everything she needs to know, and nothing more. I killed one of their contracts. That obvious, huh? Alright. I was once a member of the same organization that hunts me. The Dark Brotherhood. But to be honest, it's not really a story I like to tell. Alright. Leave her out of this. As I said, I was once an assassin for the Dark Brotherhood. One of the best they had. Only, murder wasn't enough for me. When a target is marked, a typical assassin kills without question or remorse. The murder is efficient. A transaction. No different than going to the market. Only, I took things a little bit further. I had what you'd call a procedure. I didn't just stalk my targets. I approached them. I even befriended them. I needed to know the man I killed. I hate that word. Makes it sound religious or something. It was a procedure. A potion for the conscience. The Dark Brotherhood isn't about good or evil. You'll find in this world, people want others dead for the most trivial of reasons. You're a bard who sings off-key. You're dead. You jilted a lover. By a headstone. Looked at someone the wrong way. Worm food. You can't try to justify the reasons, because the reasons are moronic. But if I got to know them, I could always find it. My reason. The apathy. The bard doesn't care about whose ears are bleeding. The lover is oblivious to the man she's betrayed. These people and their attitudes disgusted me. It needed to be purged. So I gained their trust and offered them a drink. The mead was a paralysis poison. Then I bound them and interrogated them until I found it. It was a game. I asked them to name their killer. They always assumed I was talking about me. I'll admit I have grown fond of her. Despite all this happened, she can still make me laugh. My time with her has made me rethink my purpose in life. Perhaps I wasn't meant to be a killer after all. She even has the same dark hair and pale skin like me. She'd pass as my real daughter. But what kind of father could I possibly be? I try not to read too much into it. Children get attached easily. Stay here long enough and she'll probably begin to idolize you. I killed one of their contracts. That I'll be. But to be honest, when a target, no different, I had what you'd call a procedure. I hate that. You can't try to justify the reasons. The bar does. These people. So I gained. It was a game. I asked them to name their killer. One night we received word of a man performing the Black Sacrament in the Rift in Redway. I was to arrange a meeting with him to get information on the target. The man told me of a story of a harlot who had taken everything from him. He wanted her to know the pain and anguish she caused him. Another jilted lover, I thought. Another uncaring woman. My specialty. So I accepted the contract on behalf of the Brotherhood. Tracking her down was easy. She was staying in some old bunkhouse near the Jarl's Keep. She wasn't a harlot. She wasn't even a woman. She was just a girl. Inside her wasn't apathy. It was innocence. The child wasn't even old enough to understand love. At first I thought there was some kind of mistake. Only when I confronted the man, he confirmed her identity. The sick bastard was in love with a child. And so that night, I killed, not for apathy, but for passion, and took the child from Honor Hall. But not in that way, I take it. Otherwise, I'm sure there'll come a time and place where we meet again, under different circumstances. I was a young boy, living in an old cottage with my parents and older sister. She was about 5 years older than Morgan, and promised to marry. It was the day of her wedding, when Lord Gabania's men came riding in the field. I'll never forget the way their horses grunted and seethed, as if ready for war. Then the nobleman descended from his horse and made his demands. Some call it the right of first night, as if men of power needed to justify their rape with laws. No, they just took what they wanted. My mother pleaded for mercy. My father reached for his axe. When one of the guards gutted him, all anyone could do was weep. Two of Gabania's men were dragging my sister into the cottage when they passed me by. One of them turned and looked at me, and our eyes met. There wasn't a drop of emotion on that face. That's what I remember most from that night. Not the murder, or the rape, or the screams. It was the face of that guardsman. The face of apathy. That I couldn't forgive. They razed the town. Gabania really just wanted the land and the peasants cleared. When his lot forced themselves on the women, it was just for fun. No, not forced. Toyed with them, defiled them, and murdered their spirit. When they killed them all, they just left me there to watch. I mourned them for days, but my mourning quickly turned to anger. I thirsted for revenge. Yet I was just a boy. My anger alone would never be enough to kill a noble. I performed the Black Sacrament, but the Brotherhood never came. I knew then I was truly alone. And if I wanted vengeance, I had to do it myself. Gabania was out of my reach, but that guard, the one whose face was burned into my memory, that was a man I could kill. I pulled the sword from my own father's chest and watched him spill all over the ground. I kept that sword as a reminder. The blood had dried and crusted over the blade, but I never bothered to polish it. No, looking back, I was lucky I wasn't a grown man. My size and build forced me to cling to the shadows. A grown man would have used the sword that felled my father to seek some sort of poetic justice. A boy was forced to abandon that for a dagger. I started out by pretending I was a beggar, nagging the guards for coin and bread. Not that it required much acting. My hunger was real. I pestered Gabania's men one by one until I found that face. He didn't recognize me. Of course he didn't. I tracked him day and night, from the barracks to the brothels. It was outside the inn where he was most vulnerable, unloading his mead. That night I hid behind a stack of hay piles. The twin moons were out, and there was no mistaking that face. I crept up behind him as he was pissing on the wall, the sound of the stream masking my footsteps. Then I slid the dagger into his heart. And when he fell to the ground, I turned his face over and cut his mouth into a smile. It was. I stared into that face for what seemed like forever, my body tingling with sensation. It wasn't until I heard that slow, condescending clap that I woke up from my trance. Then I looked up and saw Astrid. It isn't just the Dark Brotherhood. The one who pursues me is Sithis. I broke a tenet, and in doing so, I betrayed him. Now every night, I am left to face his wrath. No. I've tried to keep her as far in the dark about it as I can. She's a smart girl, though. I think she's beginning to piece things together. Kill every nobleman you see. Truly know who you are killing, and what you are killing for, before you make the killing blow. May you be dead 10 minutes before Sithis knows it. I need a reason to protect a child. Yes? Yeah. Quit the Dark Brotherhood. The road it'll take you will be covered in not only the blood of your victims, but of your friends as well. Goodbye. Yeah.
Well met. Alright.
Shall we count the steps? I thought I heard footsteps.
These vampires are becoming a real menace.
got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
Let's try the Bean Bar. Lots of criminals scum and raved. Say we grab a thief and break his legs and leave him in the market for the crows to feast on. The rest will scatter into the sewers like rats. Very well.
Oh, did you need something?
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Lizard,
Yes?
this town is rife with lawbreakers. What leads can you offer?
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
It looks like we have new prey to catch. This one is an especially loathsome lawbreaker. This is no time for laughs,
How
Jester.
many dragons have you
But
killed
when
by
you
now?
see what this suit
Must be at
did,
least
you
50.
will be all out
Honestly,
of them
don't you
anyway.
find it a bit, well,
He was last seen in
boring?
East March. But a fetcher on the run doesn't stay at the Kandahar Hall. There's an old inn to the west of that place. 100 gold crowns says that's where he'll
What
be.
makes this smell?
Need something?
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. Think I got a clean mug around here somewhere.
Is your name Griffith?
Who wants to know?
Your gods, lawbreaker. Pray to them for mercy when I carve out your flesh.
I'd like to see you try.
No!
Out of the way, child. Your guardian is a killer. It might not expect to lick his throat.
He's not a killer. He's my father.
Morgan.
Tell him. Tell him my pa's not a killer.
Well, what of it? Do you know this little Kwama? Why does she vouch for this killer? So if the murderer has a child, it grants him the liberty to kill. Your words are nonsense, Fetcher. They crumble before they leave your lips. This ugly son of the Guar, my knives will drink him fast, then slow.
You want to talk? You're gonna need a bigger bandage to cover up that ogre you call a face.
Stop it! Stop fighting! You promised you would only kill the monsters, like Gabania.
Wait. That name. Where did you hear it?
It's the monster who hurt him. Griffith only kills monsters.
Quiet, kid. It's nobody's business but ours.
It's too late now, Zwit. Better come clean. This man, Gabania. How do you know his name?
I just do.
So you say. But the hate in your eyes, I know it well. You hunt this man. Seven months ago, one of my witnesses told me of a wagon full of contraband that was being delivered to Solitude. I tracked it down, ambushed the carriage, and held the driver for questioning. The man was well trained. The wheels of the wagon could have rusted with blood before he spoke, but I knew his cargo would speak for him. I thought it was skooma. What I found was slaves. Their tongues were cut
Wouldn't
out,
it be
so
nice
they
to
could
just
not
talk a
speak.
little, you and I?
It was wishful thinking to think that they could write, but I asked anyway. And then, that's when one of them, no more than a child, pointed to a name scrawled on the boards in blood.
Gabania.
Right, Fetcher. That's him.
I think I
Your
will fancy
prey
grilled mud crabs
is
for
my
supper.
prey.
How about going and kill a few of them?
So what does it make us?
It doesn't make us friends with, but I will say this. The bounty in my hand is for a child killer. And so long as this girl lives, perhaps it's the Jarl who's mistaken. But I have my eye on you. Don't think for a second our business is over.
I wouldn't dream of it. You've been awfully quiet. I wasn't sure what to think of this. You bringing this maniac here. I can tell he's not with the Brotherhood, though. But that won't guarantee Morgan's safety. Yeah,
Tell me honestly.
might be something,
How
might be
am
nothing.
I singing?
Whispers mostly.
Am I at risk to end up
When it
on
comes to that name,
Brotherhood's death list?
I've been trained to listen. That's what I've been thinking about. I can't leave her alone, and I can't bring her with me. And if it's one or the other, him or her, it will always be her. It wasn't something I wanted to do, but I had to. Because of where my head was at, I couldn't trust my own decisions. You know why I have to do this. Why I can't let him live.
No,
But she didn't.
probably not.
And as she always does, the girl asked why. So I told her. And if my needs ever made her feel unsafe, to let me know. That's another reason Gabania has to die. I can't protect Morgan like this. Not when all I see are the faces from that day.
If you're done talking, I would like to start interrogating. What do you know?
Shut your mouth and I'll tell you, one eye. As a drifter, you get an earshot of all sorts of crazy rumors. You hear the same one enough, and you start paying attention. The one I heard was about a rich baron using the war as a way to gain influence with the new Jarls, or the weakened ones. Turns out, the whole plan wasn't going too well, and our baron was more than a bit agitated. So he decided to get on his ship and sail to Windhelm, That ship is now docked at the harbor.
And so what? You and the girl are going to raid
I
that
was
ship by
thinking of
yourself.
asking Ayla the
A
Hunter
wealthy
to
baron
teach me a
can buy
little
a lot
about
of
makeup.
sell swords. What if he's smart, a few good ones?
You afraid of Merc's elf? Cause I'll go through 1,000 cell swords to kill that bastard.
You may not be, Fitcher, but I imagine the child is. I can tell this man means more to you than he does to me.
Wouldn't it be nice to just
Someone
talk a
has to
little,
stay.
you and I?
I've thought of that, but I don't trust anyone to protect her but me.
Then we have a problem, sweet. You can't be in two places at once. Unless you have a better idea, I
You know,
will protect the
sweetheart,
child.
I like being together with
Not a
you.
chance. There's gotta be another way. What do you think? No. Absolutely not. Yeah, it wouldn't end well. For him, anyway. And if Gabania's men are worth half the gold he pays them, I'll need your help. Gabania's too paranoid to leave his ship. It's likely he had people delivered to him. But don't get any ideas. I'm not wearing a noble's clothes. What I'm saying is we'll have to sneak our way past the guards. Either that or muscle our way in. Morgan, I'm gonna be gone for a little while, like we talked about.
Don't worry, Pa. I'll be okay. Hugo get the bad monster.
It'll just be for a little while, I promise. If anyone comes near, stay behind the elf.
I don't like him.
That makes two of us, kid. But he'll keep you safe.
Alright, I'll do my best.
Good girl.
The child will be safe, Henma. But the same can't be said for you. Good luck.
What? Goodbye.
I'll be fine. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm going to be a mage someday. I just don't have a book to learn any spells. Really? Wait. Griffith says people make that face when they lie. I'll be fine. Don't worry.
Something I can get for you? Anything you need.
Kinda.
You find a good replacement for old cake breaker yet?
Need something?
Oh, did you need something?
Hey, Hadrick, tell your tavern wench to fetch us some more ale.
Need something? Take a look. All right then.
Hello, friend. Until next time.
Greeting. Take a look.
Yes? Till next.
I'll be fine. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm going to be a mage someday. I just don't have a book to learn any spells. Is it like a pet? I've always wanted a dog, but I don't think Griffith would let me. I'll be fine. Don't worry. He is! He's like a father and an uncle and a granddad rolled in one. Oh, I'm not falling for that again. I am strong. Someday I'll be as strong as Griffith. Then we'll fight monsters together.
I'll smash his head.
You're a creep. You're as good as dead. Sorry,
I thought I heard footsteps. Be careful.
are designed, the captain's quarters are on the lower deck. We'll probably have to fight our way down.
You're as good as dead. Please, someone do something.
Come on! Look how brave you are! You taste my mates! Haha!
Thanks for having my back.
I'll smash your head with my blade.
Couldn't have done that without you.
Idiots, I didn't want to be disturbed.
It was 20 years ago. There was a small town in Cyrodiil that blended into the countryside. My father always joked it was too small to be on any map. And when the visitors came by, they felt like explorers, discovering the town for the first time. But for me, it was the only place that felt like home. Yet after that day, I realized the whole thing was just a ruse. You made those maps, and you never put our town there for a reason.
Of course it would be you.
So you do remember?
Don't be absurd. I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about. I don't know who you are, but I know what you are, and I know what you are not. In my time, I have challenged jarls and kings, armies and empires. I've been targeted by everyone from the Brotherhood to the remnants of the old Morag Dong. I challenged the gods themselves, and neither Daedric Prince nor the makers of the realm could fell me. Of course it was you, boy. The others were not so foolish, nor were they as brave.
I've waited my entire life for this moment.
As have I, boy. Don't disappoint me now.
You've got the wrong house, stranger. The mill owner lives on the other side of the road. I suggest you leave. Shadow hide you. should have figured he wouldn't remember. They never do. And he didn't care. I guess if he did, he'd be more like me. A man, not a monster. In any case, let's get back to the inn. Morgan might get fidgety without me there. The Dark Brotherhood. What happened?
Nothing. Just one of your murderer friends stopping by to say hello. It wasn't long before I had to say goodbye.
Morgan, are you alright?
I'm fine. Uncle Rains was mean to the monster, but I think he's really just shy.
Maybe you're right.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Looks like she's gonna be okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to get her to stop calling me that. As for you, here, I took these from a summoner I was contracted to kill. They've served me well. I hope they help you on your journeys. Keep wandering. Maybe head back to the old mill. It's probably best we stay clear of Windhelm. And each other. That goes for your friend as well. Unless he wants to try to collect on that bounty.
What bounty, Fitcher? The Jarl doesn't put a price.
I don't like heavy armor. It makes me feel so bad.
But there may come a time when the girl won't be around to save you. Then we'll meet again.
I'll be waiting.
I want to grow up
What?
to be just like Griffith.
Not at all. The assassin was distracted. For only one of us had a stake in the child's life. Remember, leave the tongue. Dunmer females are harlots, looser than a Debellan priest. I'm surprised I wasn't born with scales. You ever hear about Berinzaya and Theris? There is a reason they call that tavern in Riften the Bee in the Barb. I've had my fair share, Fetcher. Never saw what all the fuss was about, until I tried the other half. In any case, I don't hold it against them. Azura is strong in her females, and Azura gets what she wants. Their desire for flesh is like a cat's desire to steal, but only one violates the law. That's what I meant, Scrib. If I said Skyrim was cold, it doesn't mean that there are no summer days.